The following is an ESG On Location video.
A couple of weeks ago, Steve Duplessie and I sat down and talked a little bit about what we expected from this inaugural Dell Technologies World. We also talked about the fact that what we wanted to get from Dell was a cohesive story. Now, in a minute you'll hear from my colleagues talking about the channel side of the company. You'll hear about some work we've done on IT transformation and providing proof points. And we'll also talk about customer focus, which we think is critical right now. But before we get there, let's talk about the way that the world of IT is changing and whether or not Dell's story that it is putting together is coherent and compatible with that. That new story from Dell is really around transformation, digital, IT, workforce, and security. Before I turn it over to my colleagues, the other thing is for Dell to not just fill in all the foundational elements that are required to achieve this vision, but to really work on describing the vision and the payoff that you get both from the experience of making the move and from the experience of reaching that destination.
All right, here at Dell Technologies World, we're talking IT transformation and what that means for companies. ESG did a 4,000-person survey trying to understand IT transformation and what companies can get out of it. We asked a slew of questions to score people and a slew of questions to rate how they're doing on the outcome side, and what we found was IT transformation is very closely and very positively correlated with those outcomes. Things like revenue, digital transformation progress, decision making, time to market. All of these things can be positively impacted by IT transformation. And to help you learn more, we built a self-assessment calculator to show you where you stand today, how you stack up against your peers, and how you can move the ball forward to get more transformed and achieve those better outcomes.
Lots of excitement here at the Global Partner Conference. Discussion and talk about the fourth industrial revolution, about AI, about machine learning, all sorts of discussion about what will happen and what the potential is in the future for customers and partners. But you know, partners are really rooted in the here and now. And Dell came through big time in terms of discussing with them the key issues that they need to face today. First, they came up with some products and solutions that partners can actually sell today. ReadyStack is a combination of server, storage, data protection, security, networking that they can bring to their customers today in a pre-configured, vetted reference architecture. Second, Dell Advantage, a combination of certification and compliance across a number of different areas in all the different alliance and technology areas that partners can use, linked closely to the Dell EMC Partner Program that allows them to bring solutions and solution selling to the forefront with their partners. And third, very much rooted in the here and now, is a new series of rewards, incentives, and campaigns that they can use to take IT transformation and digital transformation to their customers. We at ESG are particularly proud of the IT transformation research and program that Dell has now offered to the partners to use in their go-to-market efforts, and the partners will be rolling that out during the course of the year. Dell has given its partners the ability to connect the here to the now and really lead their partners through that IT transformation journey. We're very excited to see what they've done.
All right, so Steve, you and I, we talked about what we expected from this conference. We've heard a lot from the team about the technologies, we've heard about the channel changes and so on and so forth. Throw me something that's a bit different that you've come across that is really interesting as a takeaway.
So we know empirically that one of the overwhelming values that Dell Technologies has for customers is they've got this ridiculously large portfolios of companies that inside themselves have big portfolios of products and things like that. We also know empirically that customers haven't necessarily seen that value because it's choppy. Right. And I think the analogy that you used early on was I know it's portrayed as a family, but
Yeah.
it tends to be a bunch of neighbors, not necessarily a bunch of relatives.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, they know each other's names, but they're not having parties
exactly,
together.
exactly. So Karen Quintos's group, Customer Advocacy, knows this, and they're on it. They know what the data says. They know that the outcomes are better for customers and for them when they're telling that story more cohesively. And at the end of the day, it comes down to, this is one big, giant company.
Yeah.
How can we make it easy for a big, giant company to do business with us?
Well, it's interesting you say that, because the one thing that occurred to me as well, and it sounds, I'm going to say counterintuitive, particularly given the DNA of the two companies, but at times I think it's not big enough for its boots, which may sound odd, but I think what you've just said goes to that, because if they all cooperated better, more cohesively, customers would see it, and they would see it presumably in their results as well. When you see things on the screen, I was watching something last night, 23,500 patents.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy. 80 billion in revenues. Channel revenues that are bigger than McDonald's or Facebook or Starbucks.
Right.
And you start going, wow, this is a big organization.
Really big.
So surely they can't do anything any better. And you've just outlined, I think, if they can work as a family, that's really going to make a difference.
Tough challenge, but what I like, and I don't think it's lip service, concentrate on the customer. Let's not make a customer change the way they do things to do business with us. Let's modify our behavior so that we can make it easier for them.